If you want to beat the Hornets by having Bobby Portis post ups for 48 minutes, so be it. The Hornets snap a three-game losing streak, get back in the win column after beating the Milwaukee Bucks 111-100 in the Spectrum Center. I mean, spoke to Doc Rivers in the pregame presser and kind of asked him a question about how the three-pointers that they're generating are completely different with Giannis on the court and Giannis off the court. And he, said that was a great question and said, of course, everything changes around Giannis. That's exactly what we saw. The first adjustment that I saw in this game was Charles said, "Hey, we're picking up full court. They don't have their dominator down in the paint. We're going to make them feel it. We're going to make sure we get them late into the clock. We want them passing half court right as it hits 17 or right as it hits 16." Here with Hunter Bailey, writer for the Charlotte Observer and founder of the Highway 49 podcast. Hunter, out the gates. You saw that physicality, you saw that pressure. What kind of stood out to you in that first quarter?
Yeah, Hornets 35 in the first quarter. They showed pretty much from the jump. Charlotte wins, like scores first bucket. It's a nice little Miles Bridges pass to Ryan Kalkbrenner, a little slip pass, and Kalkbrenner dunks it and one. And you're kind of like, okay, it's a nice way to set the tone, knowing you're going to have a lot of those opportunities without a Giannis kind of clogging up the lane. And yeah, first quarter. Fast-paced basketball, little to no fouls. The refs kind of let him play early in the action, and I thought that was fun to watch. But yeah, they got out in front early, and they withstood the Bucks' runs, which kind of came back and forth, throughout the action.
Yeah, when you don't have a guy like Giannis out there, you want to cut the head off the snake for the Bucks, which in this case was Ryan Rollins. And Charles Lee said, we want to get into that clock early when we want to break up Ryan's rhythm. And then, like I talked about in the intro, Bobby Portis. He was posting up Liam McNeely and KJ Simpson and having
Repeatedly.
tough fadeaways. And even if those shots went in, I'm still saying, you know what, the Hornets won those possessions because that's not a good way to try and win basketball games. Going from there to the second quarter, man, the Hornets are up, what, 10-ish points? And
Yeah.
then you can see the Bucks start to make a little run. And it was kind of getting iffy there until what happened. You talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a game where if you watch this game, no Giannis, no LaMelo, no Brandon, you're sickos just like us. And if you didn't watch it, we're here to tell you what happened. So yeah, the Bucks chipping away at the lead. Like I said, the Hornets kind of jumped them early in the game. You mentioned Ryan Rollins kind of finding his shots, and they're just taking points off the lead. They get it down to seven, and the Hornets' offense is in a rut. A couple turnovers in a row. It's like Miles Bridges going to the lane, just straight line drives to the lane, whether it's getting blocked or just missing the attempts. It was a tough shooting night for him. He still ended up with 20 points, but Trey Mann, there's a tap out to him, and he catches it like almost a grenade on the shot clock, 37 footer from near half court, shooting that thing from Kannapolis, man, and knocked the three ball down, put the Hornets back up 10, and kind of helped them refine their footing, get out of that offensive rut, and carry the lead to the half. And I asked Charles Lee, you guys talk all the time about finishing quarters, and they were able to do that tonight. And I think that's why you see this game. I talked 35 in the first. The scoring kind of tapered off around second and third quarter, 24 each for those quarters, but they were able to kind of, like I say, withstand those runs and get to a point in the game where you can empty the bench in a home game, which doesn't feel like it happens here a ton.
Yeah, shout out to Eric Collins on the call. He said chicken salad with some curry sauce when Trey Mann hit that deep three. National treasure in the Spectrum Center for Eric. Now, you talked about how you were ending quarters. I want to talk about how you start quarters because that
Yep.
third quarter, as we've seen on multiple occasions with the Hornets, is their kryptonite. It's their Achilles heel. And Miles Bridges, in Monday's post game in their loss, he walked in and said, and I quote, "The third quarter is the elephant in the room. We put it on blast today, so expect us to do better next game." And
On blast in the locker room
on
is,
blast in the locker
yeah,
room. Yeah, and it's impressive to see how they rebounded off of that. And of course, I get it. The best player isn't on the team for the opposing team and Giannis Antetokounmpo, but they start the third quarter, stop, rebound, stop, rebound, stop, rebound. Then Kyle Kuzma smokes two layups and then gets blocked on the third because of Ryan Kalkbrenner. What's that like when we're in that post game all the time? And it seems like deja vu. You're beating a dead horse when they keep saying third quarter, physicality. Now it actually came to fruition. Now it actually worked for them.
Yeah, it was like when you think of the middle eight in football, with the last 4 minutes of the first half, first four of the second half. And that's what killed them, in my opinion, against the Lakers in Monday night's game. They give up, they're up two, they end up down, I think it's down three with the Reeves run out at the end of the half. And tonight, like I said, they were able to answer the run, start the third quarter strong, and like I said, just kind of maintain what felt like a fun Hornets game. We saw Pat Connaughton get buckets against his old team. We saw Ryan Kalkbrenner jump out to a fast start. I mentioned him earlier, nine points in the first quarter, a few rebounds. And dude, anytime the ball is in his hand, you feel like it's going in. Similar feeling with Kon Knueppel, but Kon's just shooting it from a little bit further out.
Yeah, this game was flipped. Usually, I feel like the Hornets are in the Bucks position where they're chipping away. They maybe score five or six straight. What's up, Bean? Maybe score five or six straight, and then the other team is able to kind of punch back. That's what it was like for the Hornets this time, where Ryan Rollins has 5 points, 4:58 left in the third quarter, and I'm saying, oh man, Charles Lee calls a timeout. The game is down to a 12-point game. The Hornets are able to punch back. Fourth quarter we kind of saw Ryan Kalkbrenner impose his will. And I asked him about this in the post game. He said, I don't know about imposing my will, but he was
Yeah,
grabbing some offensive rebounds. Usually he kicks those out, but he said, you know what? I got Bobby on me. I got a small body on me. I'm
yeah.
putting it on the floor. Bang, bang, touch hook off the glass. So let's move to the rookies because, again, these guys are just spectacular. Usually we talk about Sion and Khan. Now we're
Mhm.
talking about Ryan Kalkbrenner and Khan, two guys who are in the top five for the NBA's rookie ladder so far. Talk about first Ryan Kalkbrenner, and then we'll move on to Khan to end off.
Yeah, I mean Ryan just straight out of the box score tonight. Four offensive rebounds, 17 points, nine total boards, 8 of 8 from the field. Made his only free throw attempt, three blocks and a steal. I mean, this is a 34th overall pick, is that correct? And it's someone where you're feeling early in the season. I mean, we circled the Hornets center spot and said this is the biggest question on the team, like almost asking Jeff Peterson, why don't you guys move for a big? And then now here we are, what, 11 games into the season. It's like, okay, Ryan Kalkbrenner's, you feel good about him every night. Like those minutes with Musa coming in, Musa is just, I mean, I've said it on this show before. He's like the most violent basketball player I can like every night. And he's the annoying kid on the playground. It's like hooping against you, bro. He's gonna come in, he's gonna talk his shit, he's gonna play as hard as humanly possible, and then he's gonna give you like tonight 13 rebounds, a career high, 7 points. It's not the most flashy thing, but he's going to give all out effort. And Charles Lee talked about it. Miles Bridges talked about it. It bleeds out to the rest of the team. Other people are crashing when Musa demands two or Ryan demands two. And I love the way Ryan Kalkbrenner rebounds, by the way, because he had nine tonight. He probably could have had 15. He does such a good job of completely sealing his guy out and letting his whoever's crashing the glass swoop in and take it. He's not giving out, free people can't just get right past him and get the board. He's great in that aspect of his game. But yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch. And Khan tonight, you look at his stats, 16, 6 rebounds, not quite that triple double threat that maybe we saw the last time out, but he's still finding his shots. And I think kind of the next step for Khan, and I mentioned this to you during the game, is there are times when without LaMelo, without Brandon in the lineup, and sometimes even with them, I'll take a contested con shot over the next best option, which can turn into whatever that is late in the shot clock.
Yeah, you talked about the middle eight in football, last four of the second, first four of the third. And I kind of want to make another football, I guess, comparison here. It kind of reminds me of like Drew Brees and Taysom Hill, where like I think Kalk is kind of the Drew Brees, just the steady hand, and then you bring in Musa as the Taysom to just muck stuff up, right? But people just
Yeah,
don't know what's gonna happen when Musa Diabate is in the game. Going on to Kon Knueppel, though, I wrote this down. The stat nerds love Kon right now. Kon
yeah.
loves is in like stat nerd heaven with Kon Knueppel. Once you start getting the Dat Boy Nice watchers on the
It's
Kon
it's
Knueppel Island,
yeah.
is when we really start to see the propaganda start unfolding. I think we're slowly starting to see that where people see him in the beginning of the season and he's just hitting knockdown threes, swing threes. Now he's putting the ball on the floor. He's doing
Yeah.
going to the left, right hand under scoop layups. He missed the first one on a fast break. He makes the second one in the game. We see him taking people off the dribble and really being a playmaker. How have you seen his game kind of blossom 10 games, 11 games into the season so far?
Yeah, you mentioned the Dabo Nice watchers. It's going to get to a point where even without Melo in the lineup, League Pass watchers are tuning in to watch this guy. And you talked a little bit about his game expanding. Like he's got the low dribble going on where, I mean, he's getting to the rim and you feel good about it. He's getting fouled on jump shots. He's being able to get people off the ground with head fakes. It happened to AJ Green once tonight. I like what he's doing, man. And even in tonight's game, he shoots 5 of 13, 38% from the field, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc. But he's the type of player this early in his career, like I said, when he shoots it, you feel like it's going in. And that's we watch a lot of Hornets basketball, man. We watched a lot of it for the past few years, and you can't always say that watching some of these young guys.
Yeah, you hear what they're preaching and what they're stressing. And in this game, we actually saw it work. However, they have another game on Saturday night against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that's one of those things where it doesn't matter what you preach, you might just be running into a better team. However, the Hornets are 4-7 right now. And this was just good to get back in the win column for them. You got any last things?
Yeah, they it was fun tonight. Get an 11-point win, do your thing in Charlotte against Milwaukee. And Friday night they go to Milwaukee, little baseball series as you call it, and it will be totally different with number 34 in the game. And I'll say this, I said it to y'all in the group chat, like if Giannis can take this team top four, top three in the East, drag this team to that height this year, that's the MVP of the league. This is the Milwaukee Bucks team that we just watched play is not a good basketball team. And we were talking 20 plus point gap in this game. The Bucks basically conceded. Doc Rivers emptied the bench with over 5 minutes left in this game, man. I mean, was it a 20 plus point game? Yeah, but it was still shocking to me that they made that move that fast. So yeah, the defending champs coming to town Saturday night. We hope for some good news, some LaMelo Ball, some Brandon Miller news here in a couple days. But yeah, man, fun win tonight. Nice to get a win at home, and like I say, be able to kind of empty the bench and get some of these young guys some action.
Yeah, one more Doc quote before we get out of here. In pregame, I asked him how, Gafford is pulling him down and they're not calling flagrants or anything for him. What's the mentality like when Giannis is still saying, hey, they're playing me like this? I don't care. I'm still going to be a relentless paint force. And Doc said, Giannis knows he's the biggest, baddest, strongest guy in the league, and he's going to keep doing it until someone proves that he's not. Let's see if the Hornets can prove that he's not on Friday. That's a high expectations. With that being said, man, give a like and subscribe. You'll be seeing our faces a lot for these Hornets recaps. Thank you guys for listening, and we will see you guys for the next one. Until then, peace.